What is up, everybody? We have a brand new style of live stream here. We've been doing our regular Q&A DC20 live streams. Those are always on Tuesdays later in the day. But these are some prep, session prep, starting at the small level of sessions, campaign prep, and world building. Prep, world building is just what it's called, right? If you're wondering why I have a towel around my neck is still destroyed and I can't move very well. So if I am sitting here like a robot, that is why. But the show must go on, right? So how this thing works in general is if you want to skip the intro and go right into it, wait till you see this screen and then you'll know I'm actually building stuff out here. But there's 3 different types of these live streams I want to do, and I want to kind of organize them just so you know what you're getting and you can kind of stay with each live stream. You know what you're getting. At the top, highest, most level is world building. That is whenever it doesn't matter about the campaign. It's the absolute big picture, macro, as far as big as you can get world of DC20, right? There's a whole campaign setting for it. There's a bunch of different stuff and a bunch of different things to continue to flesh out. I have the world map for DC20. Isn't that wild and crazy? I have the world map done. I will reveal the world map on the first world building live stream we do probably next week. But that's the top, highest, most level. And then there is the campaign prep, right? Which should speak to a lot of y'all, whether it be a homebrew campaign you're doing or you're campaign prepping for, a module or something, right? I am campaign prepping for the campaign, things in the big picture that they're not necessarily doing right now, but that will be villain motives, towns, cities, civilizations, factions, all these other things that are working behind the scenes that I need to be able to establish and keep building out as the players keep exploring through the world. And then there's the lowest level, the most micro level of session prep, which is literally what are they doing next session? Let's make sure that's good, right? So last week I did session prep. This week I'm doing campaign prep. And right after this campaign prep live stream, I'm going to prep for the session, but you get the idea. So let me see who's all here. Welcome everybody, and then we'll dive in. And you guys are going to get a vote on what we do. In fact, I'll start the vote right now so we can get the vote going. What to prep, right? Villain motives, right? I can prep out the BBEG is the option 1. Is we are going to go through an entire template that I have of creating your own villain. This would be essentially like a little tutorial on this of creating your own villain and going through the process. And I've spent too many hours creating this villain template of a template for villains. Option 2 is creating towns in the area. Okay, cool. Add an option. And then, in fact, I don't know about we need to create towns. And then creating shops within the main town, right? So villain of the BBEG and then the whole motives there is option 1. Option 2 is creating different towns, filling out the region map with different towns and different things so that we can stay ahead of the game and think big picture. We're not going to completely flesh them out. This would be like, what is this town all about? Like the general stuff about it. And then option 3 is shops within the main city. So the main city of Bastion, which is like a pirate city in the middle of a bay. I need to create and fill it out with shops and stuff. So whichever of these 3 is most interesting to you guys, y'all can vote on that right now, and that's what we will campaign prep. So while that's going on, let me welcome everybody here. We got Galaxy, Carrots, Glenn, Rain, yo, Dr. Tiefling, let's go. Mortal's here. Oh, got something lined up. We got lots of stuff lined up. You're seeing it right now. I'm supposed to be working, but screw it. Kaylor, let's go. I feel you. Hey, Joe M, what's up? Swordplay's here. Yeah, Grand Old Dwarf's here for now. Let's go. And then Umbra Kane. Ooh, Umbra. What a cool name you have that will tie into this campaign. The main plot, the main bad thing in this campaign is a disease. People know it as rot. People's slang term for it is the rot, but it's really called Umbra. Is this dark, bug-like, creep-like symbiote-like disease that's spreading across the land. So there's that. General Mineral, let's go. Malzor, Zaunch, Lewis, let's go. King's here. Zaunch. Oh my God, King just said how I say Zaunch. That's funny. And then cool. I think that is. Oh no, I'm not up to date with the. Oh, there's still more. Trinkos. Whoa, what's up, Trinkos? Hello. I like I like the way you typed that there. I can hear your voice saying that. Oh, what's up, Peter? Wolves. Joto Sikaga. Let's go. And I think Dreamweaver. Let's go. That was the last name of two of my player characters in my last campaign. All right, cool. So it sounds like villain motives is where we're at. So here we go. Villain motives, baby. So here's how this is going to work. Let me kind of reorganize this. So just so y'all can see it, this is my Notion binder for the DC20 campaign. It is unnamed right now, but I plan on naming it sometime soon. This is just the overall layout of kind of where I have things and all that kind of stuff. I gave a little preview of and tour of that in the last live stream, so I'm not going to do it again here, right? At pizza. What are y'all having a pizza party in the chat right now? Let's go. But so I'm not going to do another tour of this, but I have a little template generator right here, all these other things. But right now we're going to be talking about y'all wanted villain. So here we go. Zarkon the Defiler is the villain of my campaign, but I want to show you guys a little something different here. Here's the world building binder. This resource, oh baby, this resource I plan on being the biggest and most valuable, helpful tool for game masters to world build, campaign prep, session prep, all the things, right? If I do something for myself that I'm needing to make a campaign, make a world, all these other types of things, as in the position I am and the job that I have now, if I'm going to do something for myself and I wished I had certain tools along the way to make that job easier, I am going to, I feel it's my responsibility to make those tools along the way, which definitely slows down the process, but at least I end that journey with a bunch of tools that I can share with you guys, right? That's the whole idea. Making different products and tools and things to be able to have for that. So in general, how I'm issuing these out is you can see there's a lot of stuff here. Like when I'm saying this is a huge, massive resource that a lot of time has gone into. Each individual one of these little buttons has an entire city creation systems with tables and all of these types of things in here, right? So I am planning on polishing them off some more so, and then these will be issued out as patron rewards. And if I do a video about it, how I'm kind of doing the whole thing is if I do a video about this topic for the first week that video's out, it's for free in the description. Done, right? Appreciate the people jumping on the videos, sharing some love on the videos. Awesome. If after that window is going to be available, I'm going to have a bunch of different things I'm going to be shooting out to patrons. I think it's going to be the Young Dragon tier, one of the lower entry tiers. That's just going to be a constant resource of a lot of different Dungeon Master binders. And then, as always, my Metallic Dragons get literally everything. Things I haven't released yet, things from my own campaign binder. They literally will have access to this entire DC20 campaign binder as it's being built, just like they did in the Curse of Strahd situation. So, without further ado, there's lots to build out here, right? So lots of cool stuff coming. And then Tempest Cleric. Ooh, that's so cool. I freaking love Tempest Clerics. All right, so here's what's going on. As you can see, the things that are in purple are done and ready and completed. The things are in gold or almost there. Things are in pink, have a little bit further way to go. That's just myself organizing things in my own head here. But we have an 8-step villain creation system, which I'm going to give you guys the rundown of right now. You can do this yourself. If you have your own villain, you have your own, even if you already have your own villain and you already have made them, this can help them flush them out even further. Or if you're about to do a campaign or you want to kind of do this yourself along with me, you totally can. So here we go. This is the villain template. There's 8 steps here, and you got them all right here, right? And so then there's an answer template here at the bottom. I'm going to click this answer template, and it generates a fill in the blanks, right? So I'm going to undo that. In Notion, this is Notion for the record. in Notion, I have little drop down menus to be able to talk about things and all that kind of stuff. So once you have, if you have access to this template, I could see myself doing a video on this very soon now. All you would need to be able to do is be able to drop this down and then go to the very bottom here, generate the answer template, which you can then type in your own answers here, which is what we're going to do. So how I'm going to do this, actually, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to create another Notion, Control-Shift-N for the record. I'm all about, I love me some shortcuts, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up this and change my view over here. On the left-hand side is going to be my answers, right? And on the right-hand side is going to be the actual template. So y'all can see kind of like above me is going to be what I'm filling out for my own specific answers. And over there is the actual template to kind of, you know, go through the whole process, right? Very organized, unlike everything else in my life. That's what's up. So here we go. Let me get some water so y'all don't get upset with me. Here we go. So fixing the neck. All right. So step one, first of all, I'll show you all this. There's DC tip. Go through the questions up and down multiple times, do multiple passes. I always give this advice and tip is if you're building out something and there's a bunch of steps to it, don't always think you have to do those steps in order. Do passes. If it doesn't speak to you, skip it and come back to it later, right? I do the same thing in my advice for players and character creation. What class are you? What ancestry are you? What's your backstory? Start going through that. If you say, what class am I? And you get to that, I'm between like these three, but I don't know. Okay, cool. That's the first pass. It doesn't matter. Go to the next one. And then, oh, well, I think I want to be this ancestry or that ancestry. And you just start answering what you know. Don't answer the question completely. Just vaguely kind of flesh it out and then keep doing multiple passes over it, right? So here we go. And then, oh, thanks, guy. Y'all are saying like the video. I appreciate that because honestly, liking these videos helps more because I mainly do these live streams on those, you know, Tuesday nights. So this is only the second time I've ever done this. So appreciate you. Thanks, guys. All right, cool. So first question is, what type of ancestry or creature is your villain? So here is a huge list of different types of creatures that you could have, right? It could be a lycanthrope, vampire, changeling, siren, Medusa. You got them all here, right? And I would love to see, I'm sure whenever I post this on Patreon, in the little comments, people might say anything that they feel like I'm missing or something, right? But you got a pretty wide range of different little villains here, right? That are going through. Oh my God, decisive. Bro, decisive with a neck brace fund. Honestly, this is just a towel, so that is pretty clutch. I usually tuck it under my arms and then sit on it, because this is the best I got right now. So neck brace fund. Honestly, my neck's been messed up for like a week almost now. So yeah, the legend, true legend right there, decisive. Appreciate you, brother. Wow, that's nuts. Thanks, man. So this is the whole ancestry situation, or the types of creatures there are, right? And then ancestries is all the different types of ancestries in DC20, which is maybe this is a little bit of not a spoiler, but maybe this is a little bit of a sneak peek here. All the way through. Some of these names are more so D&D names, but we have things like a Kodo or a Draken or a Draconian, or kind of a little bit more new things here. Cyborn, Treant, Fireborn, Airborn, Earthborn, Waterborn, Changeling, Darkborn, Beastborn. You get the idea, right? So anyway, my answer to this is already known. It is already going to be a Dark Scion. Or sorry, a Dark Cyborn. A Dark Cyborn. Think Dark Templars from StarCraft. So if you're familiar with StarCraft, a Cyborn is the Protoss looking type person. I have shown character art before. Jason Bourne. Wow. I have one of my players at the table's name is Jason, so I'm gonna have to tell him that joke. That's pretty funny. So the BBEG villain of my campaign is going to be a Cyborn, but not just any Cyborn. They're going to be a Dark Cyborn. I did reveal in the very end of last live stream last Q&A live stream, I revealed a lore dump about cursed races, where humans can become cursed and corrupted, elves same way, all this stuff, and that's where dark elves or drow come from. It's elves that have been corrupted, right? Etc. And a little bit of some more little lore nuggets are in DC20's campaign setting. Orcs come from humans that have become corrupted. Goblins come from gnomes that have been corrupted. And if you think about goblins and gnomes and you put those two together, it kind of makes sense and you see where I'm going with this idea. But you get the idea of if you ever want to have a darker version or a tainted, a twisted version of any ancestry, you can just make them cursed. So you can do this also with like Dragonborn type. You can do this with any race, any race you possibly want to think of. So Cyborn, I wanted my main villain to have some sort of mind messing powers. So a Cyborn felt cool. And then I wanted them to come from an ancient race of them that was has been long dead and long all this kind of stuff. And then there you go, Dark Cyborn. Now there's going to be a name for this. I don't have the name for what that is, but Dark Cyborn is enough for me for now. So there's number one, right? Cyborn would be very much like a purple man from Jessica Jones. What? I don't know what that means, but maybe. If you know what Protoss are from StarCraft, that's kind of what the whole deal is. And then, do villains follow the same characterization steps as player characters? No, in general, no. A character creation system, I haven't really systemized it like this, because obviously y'all see this is very organized, very thought out. I do have something similar for actually, no, I do, which is funny. Let me, in fact, let me pull it up right here. So for characters down here, I think I have session prep, origins, GM toolbox, characters. Where would characters be? Player character backstory questions. Yeah. So I have a whole bunch of things here for player characters, as far as what the player characters can do, and they would go through this and answer this. So I do have something for that, but that's already, I have my backstory questions template is one of the most popular products on my website, by far. So yeah, there's that. So now back to it for question number 2. What do they want? What are their goals? Oh my gosh, super, super freaking huge question here, right? So what do they want in goals? So the first thing I'm gonna click on is this. I can't tell you how much time went into just what you're seeing right now. Insane. I probably did it too much, way too much. This is every possible goal, quest, or driving force you could possibly think of for anyone, good or bad, wanting to do anything. This is not just for villains. This is for the king of a city. This is for your player characters. This is for anything. This is for creating quests and stuff. It's any possible goal or driving force you could possibly want of why someone wants to do something, right? Do they want power? Do they want to discover things? Do they want to deliver and return something, fulfill or accomplish a task, release or escape something, protect someone, etc.? It's pretty wild. So a good example would be like this is the Thanos situation. Keep things equal and fair. Reclaim to a rightful owner. Keep things in balance, right? To create something, they want to craft an item, they want to assemble an army, they want to recreate or duplicate something that already exists, they want to establish an emotion, right? They want to create hope, faith, fear, doubt, or something like that. So when I say create, you can hopefully now see maybe a little bit more outside the box of when I say create. Yeah, crafting an item, a building, a structure, a ring, magic item, assemble an army, assemble a creature, create a monument. Right? You see what I'm doing? It's way more outside the box than just like make something, you know? So yeah, just this one little bullet, you get the idea, right? For showing me how impressive Notion can be fun. Thanks, Zack. That's a pretty cool. Appreciate it, dude. And yeah, and it's also condensed and simplified, like Kaylor just said. Yes. So yeah, it's all super, super, super clean here. So what do they want? That's this whole situation here. What do they want? So this guy, he wants to, I already know this, he wants to reclaim a lost land of his. There was his entire ancestry of this Dark Templar, Dark Cyborn type people was wiped out in the God War because and due to the fault of the gods and the battle that they had with each other. This is the cataclysm of the DC20 campaign world setting. So so I would say he wants to reclaim. I think that's here somewhere. Release, escape, just deliver a return. assemble, collect, balance, travel, mend, redeem. So, release, escape, contain, prevent. Okay, so let's just go through. Let's go. I don't think he needs to discover, because I think he knows. You know what? I just had a thought right here. You know what? I just had a question. I was like, oh yeah, he knows where his homeland is. What if he doesn't know where his homeland is? Ooh, and he has to find out. Ooh, one of my player characters has a scroll that they had in their backstory that they wanted to have maps. They said that I just want to have like a map that I don't know what it does. Like that's what they wanted it, right? So what if they have a map that would help the BBEG find their homeland? And through I think of campaigns and arcs of 3 arcs, Arc 1, Arc 2, and Arc 3. What if all throughout Arc 1, they start learning about this map, and then the BBEG takes it from them, and they have the map now, and then they can find out their own. But then the players at least are a little bit ahead of them. So I really love, Dark Protoss. So I really love that actually. So what do they want? Find the location, the true location of their homeland, right? Boom, that's super cool. And then I'm gonna put twists. I'm gonna put twists in a blue color here, just to kind of separate it visually here. And so I think that they just want to discover that. I don't think he really cares about power and becoming more strong. No. What do they want? What are the goals? What do they have? How do they achieve their goal? Use and abuse the rot. Use the Umbra to enhance his own mind powers. I'm skipping ahead there. I do know I'm skipping ahead there because I know my own resource of what's coming. But I did want to answer that question because he doesn't care for power. That's not his goal. But in order to accomplish his goals, he's using something that makes him stronger in general, right? And then, cool. And then, so take and obtain, reclaim or recover something that was once yours, lost or stolen. Yes, okay. Reclaim, and what do you want to? What do you call that when someone wants to bring back? And bring back to its former glory, their homeland, again, right? I love it. Steal something, take something. No, I don't really care about that. Assemble or collect, gathering resources, monster parts, ingredients. Now I will say one thing is that my player characters liked during our session -1 or session 0, whatever. They talked about, like it'd be cool, like to have to like collect something, but maybe the player characters have to collect something, not the bad guy. So I'm gonna leave that one alone there, right? Because maybe he has to create, craft, build. That's one thing. Okay, so what do they want? I think this is going to be also more so how they will achieve their goals. So I'm gonna put this down here. Create. What did I call them? Umbra pods. I think I call them pods or spores. To spread the Umbra farther spread the Umbra farther. So they want to create. They're going to create and spawn these like nodes that create this nastiness of thing that's spreading across the land. So to get you guys up to date a little bit here, is this guy's name is Zarkon the Defiler. He is going to utilize one of the conflicts in the campaign setting of DC20 called Umbra. So in the world of DC20, there are conflicts. There's about 12 different conflicts in the world, and if you play your campaign in the DC20 campaign setting, these 12 conflicts have sliding scales of one, where you want to play in the world across the world map depends on some things. And these conflicts can be sliding scaled all the way down to where, this conflict was solved long ago. This volcano that's constantly erupting, but it erupts and the rocks float and then randomly shatter and break and comes meteors, little storms along the land. Like these weird, strange phenomena of these conflicts that are a problem, right? One of the problems is the poisoning of the entire water supply. So that would be a wild twist to a campaign. The water supply of the entire world is poisoned, and you only can drink water if you have certain magics and certain cleansing auras around certain crystals that have been blessed by whatever to be able to make it drinkable and stuff. That is a wild conflict, and you can slide that scale to be 100%, meaning all the world is poisoned water. Oh my god, what do we do here? And that would create quite an interesting more grim setting. Or you could slide it all the way down to be like, yeah, this thing used to happen in the past. It used to be here. This group of adventurers came and dealt with that problem. Bada bing, bada boom, right? And you can also do this with repetitive campaigns built in your own world of, yeah, the previous group of player characters were the ones that did that. Oh, and they can then play in their own world from their own. You get the idea, right? So in this campaign setting, Umbra is one of the conflicts that I'm having be the central focal point here. And Umbra is another StarCraft analogy. The Zerg, the creep, the purple goop substance that spreads almost like a symbiote across the land and can infect others and can become tainted and corrupted, and it messes with your mind and mind control you. And then if you are infected by the rot, which is this goopy black substance, imagine Venom. Take Zerg from StarCraft and combine them with Venom from Spider-Man, and that's pretty much what the Umbra is, right? Swarms, yeah. There's definitely swarms as far as mechanic goes, like that. This is what this guy's using because, and this is a really cool twist there, or combination here. The Umbra being diseased and infected by the rot, the umbrella rot, it messes with your mind. It makes your mind more weaker and susceptible to manipulation in that way. So what better villain than a Scion to tap into a weakened mind? Like, hello, right? So yes, boom, then that's where the connection for that came in. So anyway, carnage, yes, for the swarm. All right, so assemble, collect, no, deliver and return. I don't know, he doesn't need to grab it, take anything back. Deliver, return, what if he has something? Ooh, that's interesting. What if he has something that he needs to take back to his homeland? He has an object, he has an item. Ooh, interesting. He has an object or item and he needs to take it home. That's interesting. And if he can take it home, then he'd be able to do that. That's really interesting. I like that. What does he want? Find the true location of his homeland, and then deliver an ancient relic back to his homeland, right? Reclaim and get back to his former glory. Yeah. I really think that's cool. I almost like, yeah. And so now this map that this player character has could have the location to that thing that he doesn't have yet, and he has to bring it back to his home. So we're actually making the villain's job a little harder here. In my head originally, before the stream started, the initial like super high level overpass of like, nothing too specific, I was like, oh yeah, he just wants to return home. But now it's like way more interesting that he has to go get something to be able to bring it back, and then maybe now he can bring back his people and be able to right? Okay, cool. So sick. I love that. Fulfill and accomplish. And so now also, just to get y'all in my head, I am, what's up, PHRX? I am getting to the spot where I feel like he's got a solid amount of goals. I don't want to keep piling these things on, right? So prophecy, reclaim a title, provide the worthy. No. I already did create. I don't need to destroy. Balance. Keep things equal. Yeah, it's no fair. It can maybe be a little bit of fairness there. He doesn't need war. Prevent. That already happened in the past. Protect. No, it's just the land he has to go get. Release or escape. Incite fear or emotions. Well, it's really spread. Corrupt might be this thing. Spread a plague. Yeah. There we go. See, I'm telling you, this resource has everything. I'm not trying to freaking toot my own horn here, but dear God, does this thing have everything? There's so many times where I'm like, oh, does it have this? Yes, it does. Oh, does it have this? Yes, it does. So corrupt. He's going to, what do they want? Now, I don't think that's actually his goal. His goal is not to spread it. That's a byproduct. How will they achieve the goal is going to be spread the Umbra across the land to get back to their homeland. Yep, cool. And then contain, and then Agile Monk. Oh, what's up, man? Remember that GM is not out to get the player characters, but is on fact that world wants to destroy them if you can't. Wait, what? GM is not out to get the player characters. Totally agree. but it is, in fact, that the world wants to destroy them. Yes, 100%. Yeah, I very much when I run my games, it's definitely I never have like a game master versus players vibe. It's always I'm rooting for them. It's always, oh damn, it's always that's so epic, or oh that was so close, or oh my god, So yeah, for sure. I love that sage advice from the monk here. So appreciate you, brother. And then typing on a phone. Hey, I'm surprised you got those. Oh, I guess the phone helps you get those emojis out, but then it's harder to type on the phone for sure. That's what's up. All right, cool. And then clean, contain, corrupt, cleanse and heal. No, that's definitely not a thing. Mend and redeem. Opposing nations, fix broken items. Interesting. I think that might be a cool thing to deliver an ancient relic. Find. How about this? Find or fix an ancient relic, right? Then deliver that to this homeland. That will then find the true location, right? Then deliver. Learn. How about this? Is going to be learn information. Find or fix, find the location, and then deliver their artifact. There we go. Reclaim their homeland. And then travel. Explore, extend, travel through something. Okay, right, you got that. And then what about the very end? Like, why does he want to reclaim his homeland? What can he do once he reclaims his homeland? He takes this item and he brings it home, right? In fact, I'm going to throw it out to the chat real quick right here. What's up, Robert? I'm going to throw it out to the chat right here. I'm purposely not going to look at the chat right now. I'm going to brainstorm myself out loud. Y'all say stuff, right? And then we'll see what kind of comes out. So why does this villain want to find this item, fix or repair it, bring it, find where his homeland is? Because maybe it's, it's been so long that he is like one of the last remaining survivors of his people. And he finds out something that if he takes this item back to the homeland and puts it there to redeem and bring back the former glory to his homeland or whatever, what would happen? What would happen? I am thinking now the brainstorm. Okay, so is this going to be now he could create, like literally spawn into existence? He could create Dark Scion, right? Is that what the Dark Cyborn? Oh. So hold up. All right, so I'm going to look at the chat because I want to see what you guys think. He would bringing the item back to the homeland, source of where the God War evils killed his people. He would be able to, and then now this is the brainstorm, turn Cyborn into Dark Cyborn. So it would literally be in the spirit of the god that created. So the god of corruption, the god of this curse, the god that had turned all of these regular ancestries into corrupted and tainted versions of these ancestries. That was the MO of this deity, is to take the original and take humans and turn them into orcs, take gnomes and turn them into goblins, take Dragonborn and turn them into cursed Dragonborn with like longer limbs and longer whatever, right? And just corrupt them in his way. So what better way than to have that be how he does it? Is instead of creating Dark Cyborns, right, out of nothing or birthing them or something like that, what if it would be to turn Cyborns, who are an ancestry that are in the world, and turn them all into Dark Cyborn, all of them. And then possibly with the connection of Umbra, be able to mind control all of them across the whole world. So he would be creating an army potentially, not a very big army because there's not a ton of Cyborn. I do see those as being one of the more rare ancestries in the game. Is he would take that and he would imagine if every Cyborn in the world there'd be hundreds, possibly thousands or whatever, would then all turn into Dark Cyborn and be at his command and do what he wants. That's scary. That's super bad, right? So interesting. It's not bad enough to be like a campaign ender. He could legitimately get that off. Like he could have that happen, right? And I think this is a very interesting spot for me as a game master is there could be possibly two endings to the campaign. One, they stop him from doing this and that ends the campaign. Or two, they fail to stop him from doing this and he gets away with it. And then the campaign continues and they have a bigger problem to deal with. I think that's freaking sick. So I'm purposely still not looking at the chat for the rest of this until I finish the brainstorm. So now that's why he wants it. He wants to reclaim his people by recreating his people, and an ancestry that was gone and dead now is back. But in that process, he destroyed Cyborns. So there's a little bit of a moral quandary there for him to have to wrestle with as well. Love that. All right, cool. So to the chat, what's the last of it? He is the last of his kind. Yep. Free his people from the stasis in another dimension. Free his people from a stasis. I don't necessarily think that there's a stasis, and I don't want to get into too many dimension things. Another thing that me and my players talked about is that we didn't want to have too many things that are like, whoa, like different planes of existence or dream states or dream worlds or weird stuff like that. So I want to kind of keep that a little bit more grounded, but that is a cool idea. Mortal, what's up? Mortal was with a member chat right there. That's what's up. What if the Umbra is drawing in the life forces of the planet so that it can coalesce into a primary pod that he wants to save his homeland? Interesting. So one thing that the only reason why that goes against something that I have in my head right now is I want him to not be that tied to the Umbra. I want him to be using the Umbra as a vessel and using the Umbra because the Umbra is connected to the god that creates these Dark Cyborn. So he kind of has to use the Umbra to get what he wants, but he's using it, right? I don't want him to be so like, he's not a servant. He's like using this dark god to do this thing, and then he essentially might even turn against them if he needs to. But yeah, so I don't want him to be too subservient in that way. Only uncure myself to spawn more Cyborns. Homeland was blighted by another villain. I kind of want to keep it to he is pissed at the gods. I want him to be pissed at the gods, and that's a very abstract thing for him to be able to be pissed at. So he's doing things to the world because of the gods, because he can't just like go fight the gods, well, that'd be a much bigger scale of adventure, because I'm planning on this ending at like level 10. So the scope of this is not going to be planar and god level, because it's ending at level 10 out of the 20 levels of normal, which y'all are all used to thinking about is compared to D&D. Save his people, create a new race to start swarming the world to take it over. Homeland's banished back from a void. Restore an ancient true religion to bring a lost god back. Ancient true religion to bring a lost god back. That's interesting. I feel like he doesn't want to do anything with the gods and religion because he hates the gods, because the gods were who destroyed his people. So I got to shoot that one down, but that's super sick. That excited me from some of the stuff I'm watching in Dimension 20 has to do with that. So Blight Ganon, Breath of the Wild. Not played Breath of the Wild, so I can't see that one. And then remove the dark as fast as God, restore the Cyborn, remove. Oh, there we go. Purple Man, Time Lord. What is not evil? Just using evil means. Yeah. That's kind of where I see this guy. That's kind of where I see this guy as being like a little bit of a gray area. And also, if you notice, a lot of his motivations and stuff, none of them were red, right? None of his motivations were red. They were all yellow, all neutral, right? But he's using a corrupted spread of plague to achieve his goals. So, yep, I agree. And then he sacrifices 10 scions per day to keep the emperor alive. Oh gosh, what Warhammer 40k, is that from that? And then seeing the cyborgs are ultimate people. The people species wants to turn people into cyborgs and destroy them. Oh, interesting. Turning people into cyborgs. Change, that's some genetic manipulation type stuff. And I think that would be a line I want to draw of too much, as far as like, oh, and then he's going to turn people into scions. And then I think him just turning scions into dark scions, I think that feels good for me. But turning a human into a cyborg, I feel like that starts to get real weird and like genetic manipulation in some weird, strange ways. So he blames the guy for something bad they did to him. It's just got messed up, and now it's up to him to fix things and make it better. Yeah. And he has to go against all those people who are trying to stop him. So he's going against the religion of the god that's the cleansing god that's trying to cleanse the rot. So he's going against them because they're the best way to stop what he's doing. So yeah, I love that. Hey, morning King, Mr. King, awesome. Does he want to be a dark? I would say he is a dark cyborg. I definitely think he is a dark cyborg. I think that makes him much more neutral and relatable in that way. Is he is this, and he just wants more of his own people, and he's been alone for forever, all that stuff, which we'll get to all that stuff now. So cool. There's that. And so then now random plot twists. So here's some plot twists, right? So we have all our stuff here, and there's some twists. I don't know if we need a twist right now. So here's a bunch of twists. As you see, there's every single one of these resources is fleshed out a lot. So betrayal, I already know that there was a betrayal as far as the original thing of this whole thing. So illusion, mimic fake, secret door, NPCs becomes evil, villains actually good and evil are swapped. They had it all along. They had this item all along. No, they already know each other. They already know this. No, accidental help or hurt. Wrong information. That's interesting. Wrong information. He could get the wrong information about something. But I don't think that really adds to things. I think we have enough pieces going on here. Changes the goal last minute. Addition of extra rules. That's more so of a quest twist thing. Innocents or prisoners. There are going to be innocents or prisoners that are going to be killed in this whole way. Missing entirely. The homeland is... Ooh, what if he gets to the homeland and it's all messed up? What if he gets to his homeland and it's wrong? So he gets to his homeland and then he's like, wait a second. See, I don't like this. Nope, it doesn't intrigue me. So, and I would also challenge this with you guys is if y'all are ever going down these rabbit holes, and you feel good about something and then you want to keep adding it to it or twist it, know when to stop adding layers. Cause I think we're at a really good spot right now and I'm really excited by this guy. So I feel anything else could be possibly adding too much into the pot. You know what I'm saying? It was a trap. Oh, one thing here. Ooh, here's a twist. The Orokai, god of rot, is using Zarkon to also be able to corrupt other ancestries as well, not just Cyborn into arrow keys, hello, arrow keys, Cyborn into dark Cyborn. Right? There's a twist. That makes me excited. What if this deity that he's serving, he's not really serving him, he's just using him. What if they're using each other? So that, like, yes, this rot is spreading, he wants to do this thing, and Zarkon goes to get this item, but this item actually has more to it. The item is a beacon for this corruption and change within all ancestries. Not just his own. Yeah, that's super sick. Peach, what if he has to kill scions because dark scions can only be born when a scion's essence is taken from them and tainted, so a new dark scion will be born and a limited number of scions can be alive. Only thing with that, PH Arbex, is I do love that, but that does break a little bit of the lore of where they come from, because like I said, orcs come from humans that were corrupted, goblins come from gnomes that were corrupted, dark cyborn come from cyborn who were corrupted. So I don't think they come from killing them and then they're born. I think they literally were one and they are changed, right? So they literally were a human, and then the curse happened to them, and this thing happened to them, and then they changed, right? I think that is more so the line. I don't want them to be, oh, they killed someone and then someone else came. No. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it being the same is what there's that is I need to be more connected than that. And then oh, Steve, we are creating the BBEG for my campaign. We are 2 out of 8 questions in, but the rest of these go a little bit faster. And then later, dwarf, later, man. You want to be 66 level, even what? Order 66. I love that. I love that analogy. That's funny. The players, not the BBG. Okay, yeah. So Chief Matt says you want the twist for the players, not the BBGs, right? So I agree. You want twists for the players, yeah, for sure. I like to throw a twist for the bad guys as well, if I want to use it or not, right? All of this is ammo, right? None of this is set in stone, right? None of this is set in stone. I will decide possibly on the fly if he wants to find an item or he already has it and wants to fix it. I will decide all of these on the fly, what makes the most sense based on the story, what makes the most sense based on his motives, where things are going, where the player characters are going. If the player characters are starting to be interested in fixing magic items, well, guess what? So is the villain, right? If the players are looking and they want to go have a map and look for it and find clues on a map, yeah, well, guess what? He's got to go get it, right? It's not broken, actually. He has to go get it. So these are just tools in my Game Master toolkit, right? To be able to use or not, right? Sometimes even the heat of the moment, yeah. So I like this. I like this possible twist here, or I could not use it, right? It's all stuff for me to have or not. There's a trap, monsters appear. This was just a test or trial. It was done by someone else related to a plane of existence, similar face, dark pact or deal. Yeah, I think we're good there. So step 2 done. Why don't they have it already? Right. So there's the step two. In fact, I'm going to turn, no, this is all. Yeah, I am going to, no, I can't. Actually, can I? No, I can't. Okay. Undo that. Why don't they have it already? That's the question. What obstacles or hurdles are in their way, right? So here's the obstacles or hurdles list. Look at that. There's a list for everything, right? So they don't know don't know the location of the item they need. I'm going to call it artifact they need. Don't know the exact location of their homeland. Ooh, what if that means they have to use some sort of negative divine, or some sort of divine negative energy tracker to find the source of where it happened for his people. Another little bit of a lore thing in the world of DC20 is when something bad happens, there is a lingering amount of negative energy or bad juju, to use just, super basic words, at the location where that happened, with any objects involved and with any creatures involved. So if a thief runs up to an old lady on the street and steals her purse, right? There's a little puff of some bad juju there, right? Some bad energy in the this is, positive, and this works in both ways, but a little bit of bad is there right now. Does that, any sort of magic's involved with that? No, possibly. You see what I'm saying? But if that person were to kill the person, oh my gosh, right? That's more negative energy spawns there. If there's a specific altar underground in a city and a specific cult has their thing and they're sacrificing people at this certain spot, well, that altar and that location gets more and more of this negative energy built up, right? So when you talk about a god war where gods are killing, they're fighting against each other, doing bad things against each other on the world before before this cataclysm thing happened, and an entire group of people are killed, that's very, very bad, right? So you would be able to try and sense and track this and find his location. Maybe he finds it that way, right? Can't see where I'm typing. Oh, I was just typing how will he achieve his goal. It's just in this little spot right here. So I'm jumping. Oh, actually, I could just bring it all the way up to the top right there. There we go. Cool. I've never played any of the Final Fantasy games. I've never played a single one of them. I was a Nintendo or Xbox. I never had Final Fantasy. I never had a PlayStation. Never played any Final Fantasy games. I missed out, man. And then okay, cool. All right. Why else is he not able to do this? Doesn't know location, doesn't know homeland. So he needs to know that, needs to get the item to be able to get there. And then, he has no followers or servants. So he has to use the Umbra cult, right? So he has nobody. His whole life he's had nobody, and that's part of his little backstory in my head that I've kind of got that there. Missing an item, that's one thing, which actually doesn't know the exact location of the artifact they need. Needs the artifact, right? That's obvious. And then steals something, not enough money, gold, not enough followers. Yeah, needs deals, powerful enough. Yeah, I would say that. Not powerful enough himself. Needs to use the Umbra to weaken people's minds, right? Because that's what the Umbra does. Something acting against them, betrayal, incompetence, no. Other villains trying to do the same thing, no. Own world dilemmas, no. Okay, cool. So there's that. Number 4, how will they achieve their goal? What needs to be done to overcome the obstacles? What tactics did they use? Villain tactics, let's see. So now, how they achieve their goals. We already kind of have written in a couple of things here. So we already have this. So tactics, I am going to make this blue to kind of separate it, but we kind of already went through a lot of these, so that's pretty cool. And then, okay. Dark rituals, environment, political intrigue, blackmail, chaos, anarchy, propaganda, misinformation, alliance with other villains, subterfuge, disguise, impersonation, front lines, army, generals, minion manipulation, cult activity for sure, monsters, and artifact, craft potentials, their own magic. So yeah, their tactics are going to be create monsters that create infected monsters, and then use the Umbra cult, and use the rot to amplify their own magic, right? Simple enough. And then tactics. We don't need source of magic or magic types. That's a whole nother little table down here. What happens if they succeed or fail? Is that all? Yeah, okay, cool. What happens if they succeed or fail? We actually went into that and we talked about that. So there's that. And then what could be done to stop them? There we go. All right, I love this. What happens if they succeed or fail? So succeed or fail is turn all Cyborn into Dark Cyborn, right? So if they succeed, that's what that. And if they fail, I don't really care about the failure aspect of that, right? What can be done to stop them? I like this. Get the item from them. What can be done to stop them? What can be done to stop them? Steal. Take the item, the artifact, away from them. Hide the location of his homeland. Hide the location of his homeland. Yeah, okay. And then what else can be done to stop them? Stop them. Rot. Oh yeah. Cut off the rot and stop it from spreading towards his homeland to weaken him, right? As the campaign goes on, he's going to get stronger and stronger. So he eventually would be able to handle the player characters without anything, right? Then we got following. Oh yeah, sorry. Back to the questions here. So 5, 6, 7, 8. We're halfway through. We're over halfway through because this becomes much faster. What kind of following do they have? What henchmen do they have at their disposal? So this is a whole list of creature types. This table right here, just this alone, is so many different creatures and ancestries and different animals and all animals. Every animal you could possibly think of wanting to make a monster after. Celestials, different types of celestials, aberrations, different cursed type of creatures involved, undead types of creatures, what's at their disposal. So fantastical beasts, I don't see that really being a thing. It's more so going to be beasts. Undead, aberrations, celestial demons, draconic, elementals, no. Oozes, ooh, that's kind of cool. What kind of following do they have? Corrupted beasts, rot oozes, and cultists, right? For sure. I love that. Is it plants? And then I'm going to say corrupted plants. Rot oozes, living plants, cultists. Cool. And then villain henchman types. Does he have a right hand? Oh, he does have a right hand man. It's already baked into the story. It's one of my player characters' parents is his right hand man type person, and they are just a part of the cult. So it's going to be just a henchman is going to be, which actually I need to, and this is hopefully how quick and easy I can do this. Player characters, Voros, his NPCs is Lithova, his father. So henchman is Lithova and Maloka, Mithril, of Voros parents. Henchman, and then his also going to be Relic, Voros brother, redeemable. So he's redeemable. Henchman relationship. Oh, that's an interesting one. Henchman relationship. Appearance. Oh, have I done this one yet? So I'm gonna put this one as cultists. They have, what did I say? They have jewelry. I think they have a lot of cultists, all marked by the rot. Wear elaborate jewelry. And then, oh yeah, where'd they go? Henchman appearance, yeah. Scars, birthmark, third eye, piercings, jewelry, and piercings. Ear, wear elaborate jewelry and piercings, specifically earrings, enchanted to reduce sound, from hurting them. So one of the weaknesses of the rot is high-pitched sound frequencies, similar to how in Spider-Man Venom, whenever there was between the bing 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 bing, like that high-pitched noise, and like it freaked him out. It's kind of like that. Black veins, I think is an interesting thing. Black veins would be kind of cool here. So then, yeah, and so lastly, hidden. Actually, I would say that here, hurting them. All marked by the rot and have black veins that they hide. Yep. Cool. That's enough for that. What relationship do they have? I think it's just a servant situation. Family, no. Tricked into serving them, no. I just want his parents to be evil. So spawned, created, magically bound. Ooh, serving the same. Okay, here we go. Serving the same deity. Henchmen serve the god more so than Zarkon does. Cool. There's that. Number 6. We going through here. Scion specialty. What's the Scion specialty? Eyes go murky white. Scion Hill people have their eyes go murky black. What? Okay, cool. 6. What's their backstory? Their backstory archetype. This is, and I'm telling you guys, there's so many. This is huge. Every possible villain backstory archetype of where they're from, right? So Scions have no sound abilities. There's no sonic damage that Scions do. It's all psychic, not sonic, right? Orphan, outlaw, ruler, delusional creator, outcast. I think he's for sure outcast that nobody ever listened to. Jester, outcast, magician, cultist, chosen one, prophesized, unstable, envisioning sibling, envious sibling, rogue, AI, dark knight, anti-hero, twisted arcanist, nobody ever listened to. One didn't trust the gods before the God War and tried to warn his people to save them, but nobody ever listened. Yep. And then there's a whole, oh yeah, Robin, this template, I'm gonna make a video on this, and the template will be available for the week that I release that video, available for free. And then after that, all templates I ever use are available to patrons. I'm gonna make multiple posts at the Young Dragon level, and then overall, Metallic Dragon patrons will get access to this huge freaking thing. But right now I have not posted that yet because I'm in the middle of creating a lot of these things. As you see, this is not as organized. Anything you see that's pink, if you know how I organize Notion, pink means there's lots of work to do there. So this is far more organized because this resource is done. So the Fallen Angel, no. Elitist maybe. Great Betrayer, Philosopher, no. Okay, cool. So I think we've pinned him down here. And then where's their home base? Where's their home base? Do they have one? They don't have one. They really literally don't have a home base. They don't have a home base. Villain Lair headquarters. Yeah. So do they have a home base? None. Only have the source of the rot. And they have no home. Ooh, huge connection to Zyra. Zyra is one of the NPC, one of the player characters, and one of her main like driving forces. She wants to find a home, so I think that's a really cool connection there. And she happens to be part human, part dark cyborn. She told me that she wants to have some sort of mind powers. The player told me, I want to have some kind of mind powers, but I don't really want to know where I get them from. I want to be human and look human, but I have some weird mind powers that I have to be mixed with something, but I don't know what it is. She's a dark cyborn. So I think it's really cool to have that connect there. And then, hey, what's up, tabletop? Later, King. And then finally, villain campaign tips. These are just general campaign tips in general. So I'm not going to go over these for myself because I already know them in that way. And this will just be, in fact, this will be, I'll leave this on here for you guys to be able to make notes on, but I'm not going to make notes on my own notes. So cool. That is the villain, y'all. There it is. So now what I'm going to do here with this villain, with this, all this stuff right here, I'm going to take all of this, right? I'm going to copy it over, leave it off of here. Cool. And I'm going to go over to the actual campaign binder, go to Zarkon the Defiler. And this whole thing needs to be organized a bit more, right? So I'm going to slap this in as like the main deal, right? So now I have a whole top section here of all of their stuff. Minions. Okay, so see, I can put this minions drop down where the henchman is, right? So then that's taking care of them, and that's his minions. Which then, since I have these minions here, I can delete. But can I delete this yet though? Relic. Task Lithova with getting the poison water so the Umber can survive line to spread his suggestion. Relic is Relic has the potential to be redeemed. Yep, I'm just gonna make that little note there. So now I can delete these two things. Minions are good, which I can then bring up to here. Minions, I'm just gonna call that henchman. Henchman, and that's gonna be a bolded drop down that's secret, and there's that. Henchman's relationship, serving the deity. So I'm gonna add this line where I added in these little secret notes here, serving the same deity, all under henchman. So that's done now. So that's fine, and that's how I'm gonna be doing this. So the minions are here. So this is a duplicate, right? So how would I want to do this? Henchman, I'm gonna have be here, but then I'm also going to copy the link as a block, and I'm gonna put this here. This is heading 3. Put that under there. Paste and sync. So now those are connected. So that's the same line right there. But I do think that's important to have an easy, quick go-to for minions for the henchman here, which actually I almost want to have this be. It keeps jumping around. No, I'm gonna have this. This henchman thing is going to be. What? This screen's jumping around like crazy. Maybe I should make this a page then. Maybe I should make this a page. So I'm going to unsync this. What link? Oh god, nope. So if I unsync, oh, let me click out here and then unsync. There we go. Unsync that, and I'm gonna turn this into a page. So of henchmen. These are the henchmen, right? So then Zarkon the Defiler, I can have his henchman. Henchman's there, but in fact, I want to put his henchman up here. So whenever I truly organize this, so I'm gonna put like I'm gonna put the little ninja face. That will be a little foreshadowing there. So henchman's gonna be right there, at the top here, and then that means this henchman here, I'm just going to have be a link, and it's going to be henchman. There we go, and that's just gonna be a henchman link that's now there. This is a little bit, I guess, Notion kind of moving things around for there. So that's, I can delete that whole thing. So there's the henchman now. So henchman's good, and I'm even gonna put that at the top of this, who they serve, henchman. Okay, cool. So now minions, all of this stuff, I don't need, I don't need this stuff anymore. Mummy, dark temple. Okay, so I don't need that. And then this template for this page. Okay, cool. So this now I can put my little lines here. So from here up is everything we fleshed out before. At the top here is going to be a bunch of different little drop downs for Zarkon that I can easily like click on and see. And then I can now go through the rest of this and like feed it into itself, if that makes sense, right? The parents are redeemable. I don't think the parents are redeemable. Parents not redeemable. His brother, yes. I've definitely had plenty of redeemable things in my campaigns before, so I don't want to overdo it, just for my own self as like at a meta level type situation. And then maybe the artifact was ancient and the reason why the planet as life or magic and removes or breaks that. So yeah, I think that'd be an interesting, so this item he wants, a twist to the item he wants. What is the item's true purpose? True change or cleanse. But he inverses the magic. So yeah, that's an interesting little thought there. Anytime I have any sort of thoughts where I'm like ramble thoughts like that from the cool thing that Jilly just said, I turn it pink because I know it's not something that I'm like, have fully fleshed out yet. So I think that is good. He has powers, he has plot points, he has motives and all these types of things. So like villain motives. Yeah, so all of this type stuff, I'm going to, here's a good example. So I'm going to take these, because these are things I made before I made my own thing. So I'm going to take these two right here. I'm going to move them up here and merge them into my whole thing. So motives What does he want? What are their goals? That's going to be motives. And his plan is more so how will they achieve it? That's his plan. Oh gosh, motives are here. Motives are here. Plan is there. And then we can still go through that. But I still need to, this is not done yet. So I can still make those pink so I can assimilate the rest of that into this. Actually, you know what? We'll go ahead and finish this so I can show you all the full process here. Let me shift it back to here so y'all can see it a little better. And then, power of an elder dryad can push the Umbra back. I think that would be a cool spot. What Mortal just said. So I'm gonna go to the world. I'm gonna go to the world map. I'm gonna go to Bot Brew, and I'm gonna add in a powerful dryad that can push back the Umbra if they have X. Yeah, so cool. So then, and that's also, I could probably do a whole thing of how I organize my binder to be able to know like where things are. Cause it was not always like that way to where I could be like, ooh, cool idea, Mortal, bloop, and like know exactly where all the stuff is, right? And then, campaign builder. There's all of these types of resources will be eventually shared. I fully plan on sharing them as they kind of come through. I'm going to probably share this next week, or no, sorry, it's Friday. Yeah, so next week is probably when I'm going to share that one. So yeah, or maybe tomorrow. Shoot, I don't know. All right, so need template for this page. Oh, there we go. This is what I need for this page. So he needs a stat block. General list of abilities, tactics and henchmen. I got that. Role playing tips. I got that. He's got his goals, and I got his backs. I'm gonna leave off that I have his backstory all the way yet, right? So I'm gonna put this all the way at the top because this is just my needed template. Villain needs villain. Oh, you know, I could turn this into a template. I could further flesh out the template of what you need for a stat block here. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to duplicate this, copy. Y'all are seeing it happen live. I'm going to take this over to the world building page for the campaign. Adventures, world building, tables. I'm going to put this right here. And then I'm going to have this be a create villain page template. What you need to have for your BBG. Ready. But yeah, that's good enough right there. So this is no longer going to be blue. This is going to be pink now. And this now, I obviously don't have that. And then this is going to be connect in the 8th step villain creation system below. All right, cool. So yeah, that's just yet another thing that I am going to build out now. That just popped into my head because I saw the need for it. Right here, I have this template. I need these things. The current 8 steps process I just went through did not get me all of these things. Now, granted, creating a stat block for them, all of these types of things, that's a different type of thing, right? That's more combat focused and all that kind of stuff, like playing the game, role playing them, all the backstory. So I'm going to put that up there for just a little to-do list. And now I'm going to say villain to-do list. Yeah, that's all. That's fine enough. And I'm going to turn this into a toggle heading 3 so it's a little bit bigger. Oh wait, what did I just steal? Oh no, I stole that whole thing. No. Take that back. Okay, that's fine. I'll just leave it like this. Bold and yeah, pink because I gotta do it. And then what else we have here? Ancient Zalgor and Zarkon. Zalgor, I think that actually might be, that's an interesting name for the god there. Ancient race of mind controlling overlords, Dark Templar, mummy vibes. So yeah, all of this is just kind of scattered and powers that aren't going to connect to those things and things I need to make for his combat's template, other things about his backstory. So I think we're in a good spot right now to call it on Zarkon here. So thank you guys for being a part of this and coming and helping build the campaign and see what this whole thing's going down. So this is the campaign's villain. Next stream next week is probably going to be a world building stream. So then I can see, we have session building, we have campaign building, we have world building. What are y'all liking the most? And then I can have these streams eventually be only one of these, or we just keep doing a mix of them, or whatever, because I'm not going to always need to do a world building stream, and I'm not going to always need to do a campaign prep stream, so I might base it initially off of what I need currently, because right now I need to prep the campaign. So yeah, we'll keep mixing it up and keep seeing what y'all like the best. So anyway, Iron Wolf, I do 3 streams every single week. The live Q&A on Tuesday nights, this one right here, the live public creation building prepping stream, and then I have a patron only live stream that I do Wednesday mornings where I make DC20 and like develop DC20, right, like game design wise, right? So anyway, taking care of that neck. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Big Ben. Appreciate you, Decisive, and everybody else for super chatting and all that kind of stuff. Help to keep this ball rolling. So y'all stay creative. Think us in the box.